Cycling sucks. And if you don't believe me, just wait until you're stranded in the middle of nowhere with a flat tire, wearing shorts that feel like a diaper, while cars try to run you off the road. But hey, at least your brakes are howling loud enough to scare off the predators, right? I haven't gone on a real bike ride in over a month. Why? Because it's gotten too cold, I hate exercise, and honestly, I'm a little out of shape, so it's gonna hurt tomorrow too. And if you're anything like me, you've probably got a dozen excuses too. But don't worry, I'm here to validate every single one of them. Today, we're breaking down the top 10 reasons cycling absolutely sucks. And by the end, I guarantee you'll either sell your bike and take up fishing, or finally take it for a ride. Reason number 10, your bike is hanging from a hook. Ah yes, the modern art piece in your garage. It's been hanging on that hook for so long, you might as well start charging museum admission. And the last time you rode it, didn't something feel just a little off? Maybe the gears skipped or the brakes were a little soft. Maybe it just felt weird. So instead of figuring it out, you hung it back up, waiting for some kind of miracle tune-up that never happened. Meanwhile, you're browsing new bikes online because somehow a better bike will solve the problem. Spoiler, it won't. And here's a pro tip. Pump up the tires and go for a ride. Much of the time, that mechanical issue was all in your head. Reason number 9, bike seats are uncomfortable. If bike seats were actually comfortable, we'd be using them as couches. Instead, they're designed by evil scientists who study baboon butts. 5 minutes in, and you're pining for Woody Charleston's lap. So what do? They buy a giant, overstuffed comfort saddle that feels good for exactly 2 rides before it turns into a squishy, leg-chafing nightmare. The truth? No saddle is comfortable if you only ride it once every 6 months. Your butt just needs time to adapt. Or get a saddle that actually fits, not one that pretends to be a pillow. Reason number 8, your bike makes noises. Click, clack, creak, howl, your bike sounds like an abandoned roller coaster. But here's the thing, bikes make noises, especially when they sit for a while. Chains dry out, cables stretch, shifters get gummy, and your brain convinces you it's broken. So instead of a quick fix, you think it needs a full overhaul that will never happen because ain't nobody got time for that. In reality, it's nothing a little chain lube, air, and a ride around the block won't fix. Just don't ask your local mechanic to diagnose your bike over the phone. That's exactly the kind of thing that makes us all assholes. Reason number 7, cars are trying to kill you. Little known fact, riding a bike is the only time you can legally be hunted for sport. But here's the weird part. Most animosity towards cyclists stems from the insecurity of the drivers. They couldn't imagine themselves on that bike and just don't want to hurt anyone. So if more people rode bikes, it would become normalized and drivers would get used to it. Studies show that in places where cycling is common, drivers are more aware. Ironically, the more we avoid riding because of traffic, the worse it gets. So it's actually more dangerous to not ride in traffic. I say gear up, stay vigilant, and maybe don't assume every driver is out to get you. Just those alpha bros in wraparound sunglasses, goatees, and pickup trucks with Punisher stickers living the salt life in Kansas. Reason number 6, cycling clothes look ridiculous. Spandex, neon, and a helmet that makes you look like an alien? Great. Just what we needed to feel self-conscious and uncomfortable at the same time. But here's the secret. You don't actually have to wear any of that. Ride in whatever makes you the most comfortable. If anyone judges you, they're the weird ones. Seriously, nobody cares what you're wearing unless you're being paid to wear it. Bike rides are supposed to be fun. If you want to dress up, go to a costume party. Reason number 5, you are lazy. Look, cycling takes effort, and if you're anything like me, you'd just rather not. The reality is, most bikes have plenty of gears to make it very, very easy to ride in almost all conditions. However, most people just don't know how to shift properly and have been made to believe that the best bike ride is a fast ride. The learning curve is too steep for most people and the head trash is just piled way too high. So most bikes just sit there collecting dust, staring at us like a neglected dog. Thankfully, learning isn't lazy. All you gotta do is watch enough bike farmer videos and eventually you'll know how to shift properly. Reason number 4, it's just too much hassle. Change clothes, pull the car out, lift it off the hooks, put air in the tires, chain the lube. By the time you're done getting ready, you have already burned enough calories to justify skipping the ride altogether. And then there's the idea that you have to load the bike onto your car, drive to a trailhead, and make a whole event out of it. Listen, if getting ready to ride feels like prepping for a space launch, you're overcomplicating it. Start small. Sometimes just a quick spin around the neighborhood is enough to clear the cobwebs and enjoy the ride. Reason number 3, you're not a big biker. I hear this one all the time. The cycling industry wants you to believe you need to be fast, competitive, and covered in logos to be a real cyclist. Newsflash, you don't. Unless your goal is to impress strangers on the internet like me, just ride whatever makes you happy. You don't need power meters, Strava segments, or an annual training plan. You just need 2 wheels and a destination, probably a taco truck. That's peak performance in my book. Reason number 2, your bike has been in storage forever. Like, since college, right? It's got flat tires, a rusty chain, and a thick layer of dust, like an artifact from the golden age of good intentions. There's no chance this thing is rideable, right? Wrong. Try this first. Pump up the tires, spin the wheels, and ride it down the block. If something still feels way off, then take it to the shop to see what's up. Odds are the real problem is that you just forgot how easy it is to enjoy a bike ride. And finally, reason number 1 cycling sucks. Your bike is actually just fine. Here's the truth. The best bike for you is the bike you already have. Fundamentally, bicycles haven't really changed much in the past 150 years. If you enjoyed your bike enough to buy it back then, you can enjoy your bike enough to get back on it today. Bring it into your local shop and let the nice guys behind the service counter tell you that a $100 tune-up will solve all your problems. The saying is, run what you brung, and it's great advice to break down those low hurdles in the beginning. If you love those first couple of rides and want more, then go get it. But I suspect the one you've got is good enough for who it's for. So as you can see, there's plenty of things that make cycling seem way harder than it is. You don't need any fancy gear, you don't need to train, and you definitely don't need to wait for the perfect time to ride. You just need to stop overthinking it and go. And you know what? Reading this script has made me realize I'm as guilty as I've ever been about letting the head trash pile up and keep me off my bike. It's been so overwhelming that I haven't even ridden my new bug out bike. So maybe I'll take it for a quick spin around the lake this afternoon. Nope, probably not. Hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments what's keeping you off your bike. I'm always looking for more excuses not to ride.